Okay, so let's start out with a test or a quiz. Let's call it an activity so that people don't cut off this YouTube video. How many leaves am I holding in my hand right now? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you said 7, no, you'd be wrong. This is one leaf composed of 7 leaflets. So this is a compound leaf. This is common on many trees. How could I tell this is not a single leaf or there are 7 leaves? Well, this long stem connects all these little leaflets, and this is called a petiole or a leaf stem. This will never become woody. So the trees we looked at earlier that have a single simple leaf on them, they're connected by a petiole, a leaf stem, onto a woody stem of the tree. So that's how you can tell apart. So this is a green ash, and it's a native tree to North America and Tennessee. Now, unfortunately, we have a very serious problem with ash trees. And this is a tree that you're not going to be able to generally buy in any garden center or out of the McMinnville area, the nursery capital of the world, located in Tennessee. Why? Because they've been attacked by an invasive insect, a beetle called the emerald ash borer. And it started up in around the year 2000, 2001 in Michigan. It's worked its way down into Tennessee. Most of the East Tennessee counties and Central Tennessee counties, some of Western Tennessee counties already been invaded by the emerald ash borer. Now, we want to save the ash trees. We don't want them to become extinct, and we thought earlier in the decade that all the ash trees may disappear in the United States. Well, it's proven not to be the case, but unfortunately, hundreds of millions of ash trees have already died from this serious insect. Is it in Tennessee? You bet. Is it in Davidson County, Nashville? It is. So there's a way to treat the trees. You have to put down a systemic type insecticide that would take it about the tree and kill the emerald ash borer larvae that's living in the tree. So if the tree goes beyond certain stress symptoms and you can see dieback, which maybe you'll see later in this video, the tree, if it loses 30% of its branches, it's beyond saving. So it's a beautiful tree, it's a native tree, and remember, these are leaflets and they compose one leaf, and generally we have green and white ash are predominant ash trees in this area. So we want to save our ash trees and get rid of that invasive pest, and we're going to be living with this pest, I think, forever. So we need people that can protect our trees and save these trees for Tennessee for future generations. So here we have the bark of an ash tree, and it has what we call raised ridges, and the ridges are flattened, and that's just bark that's pushing out bark that's being replaced by new bark on the inside of the tree. But what you'll get is kind of a little diamond shape, V shape there, and here's another one right there. There's another one right there. That's characteristic of an ash tree. So we can see these will always look like a diamond shape. The raised ridges will be flat. And bark does change on trees as they get older, so it's kind of deceiving. If I go down here, there's some really good examples of like a diamond, then it's pointed down there. There's a little diamond shape right there. So this characteristic of green, white ash, all the ash trees have that. So if you like to study tree bark, you can become an expert on identifying an ash tree, but also look at the compound leaves, remember, compound leaves. I'm going to raise this tree over here. Generally you'll see dieback of the crown. The crown is all the leaves that are produced on the lowest branches up to the top of the tree. And so what we're seeing, there's so much dense foliage on this tree below. Those are not normal branch growth. That is called epicormic growth. And the tree is trying to rescue itself, produce more leaves, so photosynthesis can occur so the tree can feed itself. So plants are unusual, they make their own food. So, but if you see a lot of dense growth, like I'm seeing on the bottom of this tree, that is not normal growth habit. That's called epicormic growth. That's an indicator when I look up, I expect to see branches dying off this tree. So, I don't know if this tree has been treated, but it could probably be saved. But if 30% of the crown again all the branches at the top die, the tree generally had to be removed. And it would be very difficult to find a new ash tree because they're not sold anymore at garden centers generally. You would have a hard time finding one.